Hello, everyone. I'm Tessa with the IdeaPros marketing team, and I'm here with Fred Carey, who is co-founder and executive chairman of IdeaPros. We're excited. We have a great topic. We are talking about guerrilla marketing part 2. Last week, we covered some important topics around guerrilla marketing. What is it, and what kind of ideas could you bring to your business from it? And this week, we're talking about 101 foolproof marketing strategies that you can use and apply some of the guerrilla marketing tactics that we came up with last week.
So this is going to be a great topic for us, really getting into the nitty gritty. Obviously, with the amount of time that we have, we're not going to be able to cover everything in detail. But as Tessa said before, you're going to be able to have this, and I would use it as your little mini Bible on how to kick butt out in the marketplace. Partnering with IdeaPros is not going to make you famous. Partnering with IdeaPros is going to give you the tools that you need to really have the perfect product or app and perfect positioning to go out and slay dragons. But it's a lot of work. It requires armor, a sword, and a nice helmet. And we have all those things for you. Just remember, this is not a one-time process. This is continual. We've used the Harry's razor example many times. Guess what I get all the time from them? And I don't even use them. Emails, text messages. I've seen them on TV now. They're doing terrific, and they're not letting go of me, even though I'm not even a customer of theirs. So persistence, fortitude, never give up. And if something doesn't work once, try it twice, try it 10 times. So Tess is going to be talking a lot, which is great for me because tonight I'm going to Italy, and we have an office out there. I'll be working out of there for a few weeks, and it's crazy here today. So thank God Tess is here with me and can really get into some of the nitty gritty of this process. So why don't we get started, Tess?
Absolutely. So I'm going to pop that up on our screen so we can see it. We're going to just kind of talk in the background and check it out. So, as many of you know, marketing is obviously one of the points where I love to chat a lot. So we will have more information about these tactics on the website, on the blog. This is a PDF that you can download, and you'll have the resources as well. So first, we've categorized these into groups so that it's easy for you guys to find what you want. So we have a few topic areas, and Fred, do you want to? I know you have those all outlined right in front of you. So do you want to just give them a little idea of what we're going to cover?
Yeah. So anyway, having a product, having an app, getting it known is not just one channel. It's everything that you can think of, right? The first one and the most obvious one is what you can do online yourself with your own crew or all by yourself, staying up every night. One of our artists here just posted on Instagram a little meme of me basically saying, work hard, don't sleep. That's not exactly true. I want you to sleep a little bit, but the reality is it's just representative of the continual hard work that's involved in being successful. So social media, there's a lot in there dealing with social media. And then we're also going to cover your own list. Over the time when we're building up your product or your app, or when you're doing it yourself, if you're not a partner of ours, it's time to gather up names, gather up as much information as you can. Bill, who I think is on the show here today, he and his partner are getting ready in July to go to a big convention, and they're not ready yet to show their product. They're not ready for pre-sales, but they're going to go there and they're going to take no prisoners. They're going to get a bunch of email addresses and really start feeding those people and nurturing them and make them part of their list so that they can continue to promote them. So when they do go live, you're going to have a whole bunch of people that are really interested in working with you. Then we're going to cover emails a little bit. Again, all of this stuff is going to be available to you. Tessa worked really hard in condensing this. We had been at 97, we're at 101. the next part of it is networking. You know, getting your own networks. You'd be surprised how many people will help you, will work with you, will back you and root for you if you keep going there, talking to them. Be authentic. Don't get in everybody's face and be annoying. But really let everybody know in your network what you're up to. And then after that, we're going to be talking about local marketing and there's things you can do right there in your own village or town or metro area. And then we got a bunch of extras for you as well. So Tess, why don't we start with the first one? I know we can't cover every single thing on the first one or any of them. So maybe you can take just 3 or 4 or 5 of your favorites and let's talk about them a little bit.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Well, I would say the one that's most effective, and we're using it right now, is offer a freebie. So I can tell you that it's very, very effective because it's what we're doing at this moment. So it doesn't have to be it doesn't have to be anything elaborate. It can be something really simple in a Google Doc. I mean, obviously we just add some color to it, but most of the freebies that are out there are really, really simple. So a freebie could be something that's solving a problem for your audience. Well, it should be solving a problem for your audience, but only a small problem. So not the big whole picture. In these cases, we're telling you guys what you can do, but we still haven't, there's still some room there for you to understand that IdeaPros can help with like making the mission behind it and getting your product to market. So we're leaving some room for you guys to work with us, and that's what you want to do in your business too. So
although Tess, I would say that in this particular case, we are giving away the farm.
Yeah, we are.
So because frankly, as we've said before, we really only end up partnering with about 1% of people who apply. And we want to help everybody to some extent. And if you can't work with us, if you can't afford to work with us, or we just, we don't think that your idea is a good fit for us, it doesn't mean that it's a bad idea. And it doesn't mean that we don't want you to succeed. So we typically give out a lot more information than your average bear. And we do so because, we want IdeaPros to kind of be the entrepreneur university where you can come and learn everything there is about being successful as an entrepreneur. It's a great benefit for our partners because they're going to have to do a lot of this legwork as well. But it's also a really good benefit for anybody who has an entrepreneurial spirit and wants to learn how to do it the right way.
Absolutely. And we do have a tool on here, which is canva.com, which is an image creation tool. A lot of people find it way easier to create things than Photoshop or any of the others. So I can honestly say that some of my most non-technical clients can actually hop in and create a freebie or a flyer in seconds, downloaded as a PDF. Okay, not seconds, maybe minutes, but still, with their technical, there is a lot less barrier. So canva.com is the tool that I recommend for that, but there's more out there, obviously. But the idea is just to give them something that they can use, a tool, a template, a checklist, something. Right. So that one's probably the easiest for people. You can attach it to a MailChimp to deliver it, which is the next one. But I want to say, don't stress over designing a funnel, which is the next one. It's actually how people are going to get on your list and deliver that freebie. Because I actually, as part of this IdeaPros University, we want to, and which is a free resource, we are bringing out a course on how to do a MailChimp funnel in one day. So don't panic, because yes, it sounds like a big thing, but it's not. And IdeaPros, like Fred said, is trying to give out lots and lots of information, help lots of entrepreneurs. So that one, when you get your PDF, it will actually take you to a form to be pre-enrolled in a free mini course. So that's exciting, but coming soon, but really, really helpful, and it works. And on this page, actually, I don't have a lot of other ones. You guys can definitely go through these and check out. I know we have lots to cover, so I'm actually going to switch to the next page. And I might not show all of them just to keep you guys in suspense, but not go into detail in all of them for sure. The next one that's online that I really think, I know IdeaPros is really big about this too, is to get testimonials from people. So Fred, can you tell us a little bit about how that can help support their businesses and kind of how to go about that?
Yeah, I can. I do want to really quickly, though, touch base on one of the things that was on the previous.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, well, you don't have to go there because this is just a minor point, but it ends up being a big one. There's a lot of information about refreshing your website. The very least thing you can do is make sure that your copyright is 2019 this year and 2020 the next, because I swear to God, it's shocking how many websites you go to and you want to do business with them, and all of a sudden you see a trademark from 2015, and if they haven't upped anything in the last X number of years, then you just get a bad feeling about them, and I move on to the next potential partner. So at the very least, get your copyrights going.
Absolutely.
So getting the testimonials, it's really important for us, and it's really important to get legitimate testimonials. You know, we don't want you to go find your friends to write something on Google Plus or the Better Business Bureau. Use a trusted resource like we use Trustpilot, and the reason we do that, it's a third-party resource, and it validates the fact that there's a relationship between you and the person who's writing the review, and so that gives it additional credibility. So for people who are considering partnering with us, it's refreshing to know that people who are working with us and going through this partnership process are very happy to be working with us. But it also gives us the feedback that we need with our partners to make sure that we're doing a good job for them. Does that mean people are never going to get frustrated or tired or upset? No, because it's a partnership, and a partnership's like a marriage, you know, and any type of really tight relationship, there are expectations and things, especially in the creative process, things never really happen on time. So to be able to have that pulse and the feedback is really, really important. And again, it gives you the legitimacy that people are looking for when they want to do business with you.
I think the other thing to keep in mind is that people won't generally leave you good testimonials unless you ask. So that's the key. If you're not asking them, like we're asking right now, hey partners, if you can leave us a testimonial on our Trustpilot, that would be awesome. But you know, if we're not asking, then people don't generally go out of their way to leave positive feedback. It's just kind of in their nature. And that's why a lot of testimonials are pretty skewed. We have to make a concerted effort to talk to people. When you hear someone, one of your clients say something great, that something really went well, then you should go back out, you know, make an effort to say, oh, that was awesome. You know, it'd really mean a lot to me if you can put a testimonial up on our website, or be specific too. Tell them where you want them to go. It could be on Facebook or Google or wherever you have your not enough testimonials. You should direct people to it, and then even give them like the basics of it. So you could say, gosh, I heard you say blah, blah, blah. You know, would you mind putting this testimonial up? A lot of people actually pre-write for clients to say, take a chunk of one of their emails that said great things and say, can we use this as a testimonial? So just keep in mind that that's something you should be doing for your business.
Yeah, we don't do that. We make our partners work hard because they make us work hard.
They should do it, which is really what we want. We want them to willingly come and do it on their own, of course. But if not, you know, do build in some ways for you to ask for those. So it could be, we'll get into email sequences and things like that, but you might ask for people to leave you a review early on in the relationship too.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah, so on this page, blogs regularly, yes, you should be doing it, and it should be topics that are solving a problem for your clients. And I say clients, we have partners, but you as the general public probably say clients. And so that's why you'll hear me say both terms. But really write something regularly. And the reason, there's so many reasons, but the first reason should be to answer questions for your clients. Those could be objections that they have in the sales process that you're automatically writing about so that they can get the information, make a choice sooner. Or it can be to keep up on SEO, search engine optimizing, search engines want to see you update your website regularly. Again, back to having the current copyright date.
Right.
So blogs actually help with your search engine ranking too.
Right, right. And if you don't have anything relevant to say, forget the blog. But you probably need to forget your business too if you don't have anything relevant to say. So just get things that are really important to people that people can benefit from. Some of these technology companies really make it hard to get a white paper or anything. Don't do that. I mean, for us, you can go on our website, you can get all the information that you need very, very easily. And we try to provide relevant, important things so that as an entrepreneur, you will have a slew of things that are really important in the entrepreneurial journey. And whether we're driving next to you or whether we're in the same car together, we want you to succeed.
Yes, absolutely. So, couple other ones on this page. We are actually talking about, again, like what Fred said, if you don't have the information, then maybe a podcast or a blog isn't the best for you. But I would say that almost every business, there is something that you could be talking about that's beneficial to your audience in some way, shape, or form. Plumber can still write about how to prevent leaks or how to do maintenance on your, you can think of something, trust me, but maybe that's not the best outlet for you. Although I do have a resource in here if you are interested in doing a podcast. Anchor mobile app has been really, it's just an easy way. It's on your phone. You can do the podcast right from there. You don't have to have any special technology. It's just, a subscription, but I have many people that kind of cusped over into podcasting that wouldn't have done it otherwise because of how easy it was. So that's a good one. And then we'll talk a little bit more. These ones are all, webinars are great. Live chat on your website is an immediate way to get in touch with your audience and figure out what you can help them with. And then we'll go ahead and go on because I know we have so many. So these are all online still. So we are cusping into social media now, which would be anything you could do on your social channels, and that Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest, all of them. But these are all ways that you can get active. So Fred, are there any that you want that really jump out to you that you want to cover?
Well, when you're talking about social media, there are kind of a couple of components, and hopefully I'm not jumping off to another area. Because
I've covered everything, so it's probably it.
We do talk about celebrity endorsements in there. You might want to slash social media influencers. If you can get involved with somebody that has a real presence, whether it's celebrity, social media influencer, anybody that has a big following. It could be a mom that happens to have a really big group, and she's not an influencer per se, but she has 100,000 friends that are always participating and talking about kid stuff, for example, or brain surgery for that matter. So whatever it is, think about it. For you to go out and tell somebody about you and your business, if you have 500 Facebook followers, then that's one thing. If you start partnering with somebody that has 5 million, they can get a whole lot of action really fast. So social media is an amazing tool. If you have to spend a couple of grand, if you have to give up 1% of your company to find somebody who's really significant that'll work with you, that's willing to work with you and endorse what you have, it's a really important tool for you.
I think we have a whole video about influencer marketing. We have a worksheet on the website, and Laura, if you could pop in the influencer marketing video that we did for Facebook, that would be awesome if you can grab that. But we're launching that on the blog with the tool and everything. So it's a worksheet on how to plan for influencer marketing. And we do have celebrity endorsements later on in this document. So we have them all broken up into different categories. So for sure, influencer marketing is huge. along with that, a lot of these things you can do with influencer marketing. So you can actually have, you can create live video with an influencer. So they all tie into each other. It's really hard to make them into separate things because these all intertwine. So live videos, obviously, we're doing one right now. So that's a huge, it's a huge benefit to you to connect with your audience and make sure that they are, that they get your information. And that's why we wanted to get Fred's knowledge out to everyone, because we were keeping it held up in under lock and key. And really, it's great information. We wanted to get it out there.
Yeah.
So now it's available. But if you're not a live video person, you can record the videos and play them back as live through Facebook. So you can do a preview, what is called a premiere on Facebook, and you can play the video, and there's lots of technology that can stream the videos too onto live. So they look like they're live.
But this is live.
This is live. This is us. No matter what, you get us. So a couple other things on this one. I love the asking people to vote. It's a great way for you to get an opinion from the audience. So you can use Facebook's vote technology. And there's also a way to do a get an answer on, so that's a poll before, or number 18. Yes, you want to vote?
I want to vote. It is really important for a lot of things. And one thing that I hate asking people to vote on are things like, is this a good name for my company? Because the most powerful names for an organization are names that no consumers will ever want to choose. If you think of some of the biggest brands that are out there, and I've talked about this before, suppose we got a little computer company we want to beat up IBM and Microsoft and digital equipment and all those industrial type company names. We could have 1,000 people here, and I'll stand up and say, hey, we're thinking of the name Apple for our computer company. Everybody would say that's a ridiculous, horrible name. Or I could be sitting in an airport lounge and talking to 300 passengers getting ready to go on, and I want to compete against Air Japan, Air France, British Airways, American Airlines. And I say, hey, I'm thinking of calling my airline Virgin. Everybody's going to run away from you, right? So when you name your organization, you need to do so by going to a professional namer. Don't just name something as what you think sounds good, like if you have a toaster, you want to call it toasted bread. No, come up with things that are evocative, and then you can ask people to vote. But vote on what emotion that name gives. Don't let them pick a name for you, because they'll pick sliced toaster or sliced bread heater for your name. But what emotion does this name evoke from you? Is it unusual? It's compelling? Does it make you feel warm and fuzzy? And just list different emotions to see how people respond to that name, and then you can tailor your marketing for that. But other than naming, everything else, voting is great.
Well, I think that's an important thing, though, to understand. Like in general, when you're asking people opinions, you have to have a little bit of a thick skin in your business anyway. So if you are putting these out there, it doesn't mean that you're going to change just because, the 20 or 30 people that voted gave it one way or another. Being that you have to look at the business as a whole, and like you said, having some professional people that can look at it. So sometimes voting is just to get engagement. So I just want to say, there are already decisions that you've already made. So if it's the ice cream flavor example that we used, maybe you show your 4 ice cream flavors and you're just trying to find out which one is the most popular. So you maybe don't open yourself up as much to making a decision by that platform. Different entrepreneurs make different decisions in different ways too. We have an entrepreneurial style quiz coming out soon, so you can see what kind of entrepreneur you are. Coming soon.
Yep. Although, Quicken did a little bit of a quiz. Quicken was out there selling their software for people to do their taxes at home. And they did a survey, and they got feedback from everybody that was using it. And they found out that something like 40% of people were using Quicken to do their own small business accounts. And so QuickBooks was invented to serve that need that they would not have otherwise known had they not gone and asked people about it. And now QuickBooks, by the way, is 90% of their total revenue.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's surprising, but it is true. I mean, we say do polls, whoops, let me get my screen back up. We say to do these things in your business to find out what your target market is saying. So, so again, polls are nice, or there's the answer a question feature on Facebook. If you haven't tried it out yet, it's pretty cool. It's like, what kind of coffee, how many times do you drink coffee in a day? And then it goes out to everyone. They can put their vote in, and it's a little interactive tool, so it adds some engagement.
Yep.
So other than that, we've got more on social media. So now that in the earlier part of this document, you asked for testimonials. So now you share them on social media and tag the person that gave the testimonial, and make sure that you kind of talk with them on the testimonial on social media. It gets them chatting, and it might even get them to tag some people that need your services.
Yeah.
So that one is a helpful one. We also talk about sharing your journey, and I want to bring up that one of the things that Sean has brought up before is that he has his whole journey on one of our partner reviews. But doing kind of a journey, a log or a scrapbook of your journey as an entrepreneur in general is really good for you as a whole. And Fred can talk a little bit more about this because we're exploring this right now for our partners.
Yeah, I mean, when you memorialize the process that you're going through as you get closer to the realization of your vision, of your dream, it's really nice to have all that data. Not only that, customers nowadays are a different breed than they were before. People want to love you. People want to know the story. People are more engaged when they find out that, hey, I was working this job 3.5 years ago. I came up with this idea. I couldn't sleep at night. Here's my napkin drawing of it. And these are all the hurdles that I went through, the ups and the downs. And by the way, this is my inspiration. I did this because of. And now you have a whole story around your product you have, the app that you have. And it makes it more compelling. And people want to feel good about you and want to feel good about themselves. So if they're helping you and there's this connection of this story, it's really, really powerful. And you just make it authentic and genuine. Don't go make up crap.
Right. They want to see the real thing. But that journey, you could share pieces of it. If you're a partner, obviously there's and or someone with a product that you're launching, obviously you don't want to share too much too early. So just document it on your own for a little bit. And then as you can share pieces, you can bring it out. Right. I know that we have contests on here, and that's a big one that we talk about as far as generating new leads, and Launchpad and sharing and viral nature might be something that you could chat about on that side, Fred.
You're making me do a lot of work.
Well, I can do it. I love to cover it. I just know.
Look, so I'll talk generally about that subject, because again, we have people on our Launchpad right now, and talking about stories. I mean, IdeaPros was really only started a couple of years ago. I had several multi-million-dollar successes. One company that's doing almost $1 billion a year now, and they were all little tiny startups from the very beginning. And our story was that a couple of years ago, I decided to take all that knowledge, take those successes, and stop feeding the middle market beast that was paying me tons of money to go give advice, and start working with people who are real entrepreneurs so we can have this incredible journey together. And in just a couple of years, we have 228 products and apps. We have about 10 apps already getting ready to go to market. They're in beta testing. We have others that are really moving along. We have another 13 products that are on the Launchpad and 24 more going on there in just a really short period of time. So there's an incredible, really fast journey with a lot of results in that journey. And the fact is that story needs to get out there. And there are many ways, not just with our story, but with your story, that you can do things to engage people, even the things like contests, like Tessa was talking about. You can have a contest that's centered around your journey too. It's something that's relevant to what you have done. Guess how many sleepless nights I had before we had version 1.
I love that. I think we do need to.
So anything that you do, anything that you share, have a goal in mind. But again, as I said before, be authentic. Tell your real story. Contests can help you do that. They don't have to be trivial. They can be heartfelt. They can really go to the heart of what you're doing and why you're doing it, or they can just be fun things. But the point is, get engagement, continue to have engagement, build relationships, because then people are going to love you and love your product, rather than saying, oh, hey, this is a cool product I can buy once at a discount.
On this page, one of the biggest ones that I want to point out is to celebrate your team. Because your team is really, I mean, if you don't have a team and it's you, then you can celebrate, the accomplishments that you've done, made, partners, what it is, the journey that you're experiencing. But team members are what you've got to appreciate, the people that have gotten you there. And I know the IdeaPros team is awesome. I'm working on celebrating each one of the team members by highlighting them. And I know they're being shy and they're not going to say yes to it right away.
We also have a behind the scenes video of the whole team at work. And actually, we have some new members now that are not on that video. But there's a good idea of the complexity and dedication that the whole team has. And that's one of our most widely watched videos. I think over 160,000 people have seen that video. So those team stories are really important, because people want to know who they're working with. And in today's world, people can be anywhere in the world. So you don't always get to have that face-to-face. So make it real. Anyway, guys, thank you for hanging in there and watching this. Really go at it, okay? Even if you're working with us, if you're one of our partners, we're going to be relying on you just as much as you rely on us now in the development phase. When we hand you the keys, I don't want you crashing and burning into the first curve of your Formula One race. So start building this stuff out now. Don't make promises that you can't keep. Don't say, hey, I got a product coming out in a month, if you don't. But you can start building relationships and nurture those relationships. They're going to pay off in a big way.
Absolutely. Thank you all so much for joining us. We're here every Friday at noon Pacific time, and we will have another great topic for next week. So thank you, and we'll send out the tools after the show. And
next Friday, I'll be speaking to you from Italy.
I'm excited. I can't wait to see.
All right.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Fred.
Bye.
Thank you, everyone.